Hello and welcome to Battlefield One, Battlefield podcast with real questions and real unfiltered opinions. This podcast is available as an MP3 download so you can listen on the go. If you enjoy this podcast, please like it before you leave. If you don't, you can dislike it, whatever tickles your fancy. If you want to hear more, why not subscribe to the Lanky Soldiers YouTube channel or our dedicated podcast channel. If you have any concerns, questions, comments or consternations, feel free to leave a YouTube comment or contact us on Twitter. Now make yourself comfortable and enjoy the podcast.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, casuals and 100 chronos with bipods. Welcome to BattlefieldOne Podcast. This is episode 12, and of course we got some serious, manly Battlefield stuff to talk about. When in reality nobody actually gives a crap, and probably next thing we know, oh yeah, Battlefront beta is around the corner, so maybe that's why nobody cares. And next thing you know, we're gonna be renaming our podcast to BattlefieldOne Podcast, and then cry from depression because the game is probably too casual for us, as one of us will be abusing Darth Vader's force powers against people that don't even play video games to begin with. Anyway, on a serious note, welcome to BattlefieldOne Podcast. And audio version of the podcast is included in the description, so you can download it easily. You can listen to us any way you want, because not everyone has the patience or time to watch an hour-long video. Or my face. Nobody likes my face. Nobody likes my face. Although you have to like my face.
I like your face.
You better like my face. My face is sexy. Anyway, also we have a separate YouTube and a Twitter account just for the podcast, so always feel free to check them out. Right. Cyanide is busy with his personal life, while Squirrel is busy doing something. I have no idea what he's doing right now, but he's busy. That's what I'm gonna say. So there's only me, Dark Ketrel, and Pernato. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Pernato, are you high?
Yeah.
Good, because we need to be high right now because it's only 3 of us. Anyway, moving on. Okay, the first thing that comes to on the list is some I can't even talk normally. CTE stuff. So basically, the community map is in beta right now, or beta, whatever you want to call it. Americans call it.
You're a fucking beta.
My whole life is an alpha. Let's be honest, yeah. My whole life is an alpha, not beta or beta. Wait, Americans call it beta, right?
I don't even know if it's just Americans. I personally prefer the sound of beta. It just sounds nicer.
Beta. I prefer beta.
That's because you're a wife beater.
Oh, touche. Anyway, community map is in beta, whatever you want to call it, and will be officially released with the autumn patch. And yeah, I mean that's kind of it about the community map. Do you want you guys add anything? About the community map in general.
Community map. I haven't played in a while. I must be honest. It's not changed since it went into alpha, though, has it? Well, not in terms of the alpha.
Some little bit. Like there's a massive rock appeared out of nowhere, just there, rocks. But nothing has changed that much, I guess.
You can now destroy like the entrance from the temple. Those big stone things.
You were able to. You were able to destroy them.
Oh, really?
I probably haven't even played since the alpha. I've been very much neglecting CTE recently, unfortunately.
Well, I just know that the Phantom bow is a pickup weapon now. It's actually closed in a box. Until you knife the box, it opens. You get flashed, and then you can pick up the bow. I don't know why you get flashed.
With the poison arrow.
Yeah, with the poison arrow. Alright, so Xbox players can. They actually got an update. Xbox CTE actually got an update, so they can play the community map, and they're actually able to play Dragon Valley. Well, Xbox players can actually play. This is the first time they play Dragon Valley, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, they got it like promised for, I don't know. I mean, like after the summer patch or something. Was it like one said?
Yeah, something like that. They've been promised, but now finally got.
Yeah.
Well, PC players are testing the autumn patch right now, basically.
Yeah.
Wait, can we play the autumn patch? I mean, the Dragon Valley right now?
No, not PC, no.
Oh, that's not fair. Well, it is fair, but I mean, no.
Well, they're playing the same thing we played 3 months ago.
Yeah, but I want to play it again.
I'm not gonna lie, I would love to play it again.
No, later, probably.
Yeah, there's time for that.
I mean, they're probably gonna put it back in for beta and then final testing, so...
Yeah. Do you think they're playing
fun.
The exact same version that we were playing?
Not exactly. They have the old chat, they have the normal chat physics. Like when we were playing, we had bulletproof glasses and the chat physics. I mean, goddamn, it was so hard to take off if you were on the Chinese side.
You couldn't.
It was so hard to take off if the
There are ways and means.
You could, but you had to use the afterburner really perfectly because the prototype physics also had limited afterburner.
Yeah.
So if you would just use it at the start, it would not use you much. You really had to like gradually get up to like 200 and then you could take off.
Yeah.
And then you had to watch out that you don't crash into the mountain.
Yeah, I saw a lot of guys crashing into the mountain.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna play Dragon Valley, for sure.
Yeah, I think the map is the same. They just probably don't have all the proto stuff that was in there.
I was watching the stream. Somebody was playing Dragon Valley on Xbox.
Yeah,
it's the same thing to me personally.
Yeah,
for me personally, it was the same thing we played a couple of months ago. And the Xbox players also had a chance to play 45 Hz on the console. I'm saying Xbox. Obviously, it's a console, but they had the chance to play 45 Hz servers.
Is that only in CTE?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're now testing this.
The console thing, yeah. If consoles can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seemed like from what I've seen in feedback, it seems like should work fine. But I mean, I don't think they really got around to like stress test how they were able. On
I think
PC.
they already did the stress testing on PC. I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, in PC we already had it in retail.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, yeah, this is basically like the first step, like it was on PC when they came out of the Squad Conquest and everything.
And
so.
Yeah, just to end on the CTE stuff, just a really small thing because PS4 players, they're probably going to be happy, I guess. I don't know. Because on CTE, they updated the ping bar value. So, like on CTE, not CTE, on consoles, if anyone on the console, you have those bars that says how is the ping on that server.
Yeah.
Usually how it is right now on retail, 5 bars is below 100, 4 bars is above 100, and so on. So it's each 100.
Yeah, that's pretty garbage, to be honest.
Yeah. So now it's changed to 5 bars is 50 or below, 4 bars is 50 and 100, 3 bars is 100 and 170, and 3 bars. Yeah, 3 bars. And 2 bars is 120, 220. And 1 bar is basically garbage.
Yeah.
Unplayable, basically.
5 bars, double thumbs up. 4 bars, not optimal, but good enough.
4 bars is alright.
3 bars is a region hopper. 2 bars, give up. 1 bar, in defiance of God and reason, you continue to play this game despite the fact that you have a ping this high.
Yeah, but that's kind of for the console guys. Why the hell I only said PS4? It's for Xbox too. I don't know.
So I think it's PS4 that has more like the stigma of
Xbox One is the same thing.
Yeah, of course.
Same thing. I don't know. Anyway, just for the console things. That should be a thing. That should be a hashtag. Console things. Anyway, alright, so moving on to some serious stuff. Because, hey, you can talk about this, Zark, because you're the one that told me that it's not going to be included.
Me?
About the speed inheritance and smoke screen.
Oh, well, speed inheritance. Yeah, a lot of people were complaining. Like, they were trying this new thing out in CTE where things like tank shells would inherit the speed of the tank. So if you fired on the move, it would take the tank speed and add that onto the shell speed. So if you are traveling parallel to where you're firing, your tank shell's going to miss your target if you are aiming directly at your target. And I heard some people saying, the people that were supporting it were saying, oh, it's going to add this extra layer of skill onto tanks, and the tanks need that. I personally feel like it had problems, and it didn't necessarily have any benefits, and a lot of people weren't happy about it. And basically they've said that it's not going to make it out of retail for the rest of Battlefield 4. Maybe it'll turn up in another game where, I don't know, the tank sites might even work different, so it could be fine, but it's not going to appear in Battlefield 4.
That's sad. I liked it. I liked it really much.
I personally liked it.
Inheritance. And I don't know, I found the visual effect. I mean, it was a bit too much.
Yeah, it was a bit, like I said,
generally the visual effect from the tank shell, how it has this little curve, that looked really awesome. And if you think about it, if you drive parallel to a tank, and I mean, it then depends how exactly you inherit the speed, but if you drive parallel to another tank and he drives at the same speed with you, you can basically fire directly at him.
As far as I
mean, if the speed would be 1-to-1 inherited, it should then be exactly at the same spot, but the same speed forward. So, and yeah, I mean, you have all these side things at the sides, and you could really use it. You played a bit, and then you kind of get the hand of it, and could even fire on the move and hit target.
Yeah. I feel like it wouldn't have made that much of a difference either way. If we were to have added it, the biggest effect theoretically should be long-range battles, and when you fight.
Yeah. What I found it really affected was anti-infantry.
Oh, okay.
This is really good. Well, I mainly use APF and Sabot, of course, so you rather want to have direct hits, but generally it was a bit harder to hit the infantry when because you want to be on the move. If you're against an engineer or something, you don't want to just stay around. And then it's pretty hard to hit the target.
Yeah.
Speed in here. Like I said in the previous podcast, I agree with anything that increases the skill gap for the tank trials. I agree, but at the same time, like I said, if I expect to hit a target up close, I expect to hit. That wasn't the case. So I can understand why DICE was it James or somebody who makes these decisions? Are they scrap it? Are they going to continue? I can see the reason why they scrapped it. I don't know. I personally, like I said, for me it was a mixed bag. I didn't really mind it, but I saw the problems.
Yeah.
So alright. Regarding this, if they're gonna use it for the next game, I can already see an attachment or whatever for the tanks. Aiming, improves your aiming or something like that, automatically targeting system that we were talking about, real life tanks work. The crosshair readjusts, so this could be the same thing. So I can already see it in the future. They might use that.
And I mean, you're using speed inheritance in the air vehicles, and I mean, there you have this adjusting crosshairs and.
Yeah. I mean, it could work perfectly well with adjusting crosshairs, but the thing is, what does this add to tank gameplay? It wouldn't really add much, especially if the crosshairs automatically adjusted. And what does it take away from tank gameplay? Well, without those adjusting crosshairs, you've got an issue where people are going to be missing shots where they expect to miss shots. It's there aren't many advantages. And there are disadvantages. Maybe there aren't many disadvantages.
It slows down the tank gameplay for a bit. That's basic. The baseline.
Which is not bad.
You rather want to shoot standing still.
Yeah, but I mean...
That kind of makes sense if you think about it from a tank's perspective.
Yeah. Well, my philosophy is always that if a thing doesn't really solve any problems, it's almost certainly going to create problems when you implement it. So don't implement things that don't solve problems, because they will create problems and you'll end up with more problems.
Probably would have gotten, I mean, how did it work out? Like if you were in a Jeep or something and then the MG, I mean, this is probably where it would really get annoying.
Yeah, I don't know.
If speed inheritance on the Jeep, and then you can't even hit the Jeep bang G, and I mean you don't have like the sidelines. You can easily like adjust your shoot.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not going to be included in Battlefield 4. That's what I'm going to say.
Should we talk about the smoke screen then?
Oh my god, smoke screen. What is smoke screen? Alright, it's apparently they're not going to touch it until the winter patch. Apparently. That's what I heard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not going to be touched until the winter patch.
Oh wait, well, I don't know.
They probably want to see how like the now smoke screen and like the countermeasures hold. Because probably the rest of the vehicle balance pass is going to come, like the shorter APS and stuff, and I mean, I don't know if they maybe thought it would be a too big buff to the smoke screen, and I think the thermal camo thing also comes. Is this already confirmed?
Thermal camo one.
Yeah, was this already in the game that like the thermal camo like hides you from thermal sights and stuff?
Isn't that a whole?
You can actually like use it.
Yeah. Like I heard someone saying the other day that smoke, like they thought that this change had been done because it was appealing to the whiners. Like if you were to read the CTE Reddit and the Battlefield 4 forums, then you must have the opinion that everything that CTE does is because somebody whined about something and then the developers changed it. Like, I certainly don't feel that's the case. And
that's what they do. They go into a meeting room, they go on Reddit and go on like, who whined the loudest this week?
This is what they do. They go on a meeting, guys go to a meeting, they're in the office, The first thing they do, they have this massive screen, and they open their Reddit page. And they're like, okay, let's see who's complaining the most. Alright, this XX Swagalicious 420 Blazed XX, he's complaining that, give me a reason to complain.
Bullets don't kill in one shot.
I can't kill anyone with one bullet. What is this, guys? Fuck yourselves. And that's like, this guy talks sense. Let's do it.
Buff all the gun damage.
Buff everything to one bullet.
1,000 rounds per minute at one shot per kill. Well, one kill per shot, whatever. But yeah, that's not the way things work.
You don't know that.
Well, I mean, we get to talk to developers a fair bit. We're
occasionally
whole CT feedback thing, and the Battlefield XP is all about that. And so, like, we hear, developers say to us, like, the other side of the story. And the thing is, when you go on stuff like the forums, you don't hear the actual developer's explanation of what's going on. You just hear someone saying, oh, it's because of whiners. And so a lot of people, I think, feel that that's what's going on. But it isn't. Like this smoke screen thing, it's not because of whiners. What happened is they buffed the smoke screen and made it create a really nice, like, curtain of smoke behind as your tank moved, and it would keep pushing out big puffs of smoke, and it would, like, obscure everything. I think what happened was that this really, it changes the gameplay of using the smoke screen an awful lot, and I don't think DICE was exactly anticipating that, and they weren't ready for that, and so, like, a developer got cold feet and, like, they were like, oh, this isn't what we intended, because one of the issues, I think, with the smoke screen is that the cloud of smoke's so big, it covers up your like, normal sight. And so if you don't have, like, a thermal scope on, you can't see through that smoke, which means that it's sort of a must that you have to have the smoke screen and the thermal scope attached at the same time. And I don't think they like that because there's already a situation where there are very few reasons to use a Zoom site, and they don't like that. They want it so that everything has a purpose and a place, and that people use everything. So
people do use Zoom though in retail.
But yeah, well,
people do use it. I know that.
Yeah.
I always check against some. I'm dying or something like that. I'm always checking the kill camp just to see what kind of setups they. No, they're running Zoom. I mean, Zoom is still viable, but again, what we talked this hour, just because the smoke screen blocks your view doesn't mean you have to use smoke screen, and just because it's not reliable when you use smoke screen, I mean it can't. I mean, like, there's no point changing. Who's talking in the background?
Probably Squirrel.
It must have been Squirrel.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, all right, moving. Anyway, if anyone wants to listen about what we thought about the smoke screen and all that speed thing, you can always check the last podcast. I mean, the time code is there. You can always watch it. It's like, I think we talked about for 10 or 15 minutes, so you can listen to that in more detail. Right, moving on. All right, here's the good part. Team Initiative finally is happening.
Team Initiative. Oh, don't call it the Initiative.
No, I want to call it Team Initiative because it actually makes sense and it sounds cool. Team Initiative, yeah! But anyway, so there's probably got a guy that has to work on the UI changes, because since the Hardline minimap changes came in, it kind of made sense to me. They actually hired that guy that's gonna work on the UI.
I don't know.
Do you really think changing a number that pops up on your screen needs an UI engineer? Like a dedicated UI engineer?
Probably, I think.
I don't think so. I think the minimap change is just a matter of porting code over from Hardline.
Yeah.
And
changing
the number.
Well, either way. Here's the funny thing, yeah. No matter what we're saying, yeah, we're gonna look at this UI guy, the UI engineer. We're gonna look at him as God. He's the savior. He's the one that's gonna change Battlefield, because he's the one that's gonna design that layout of the end round. It's gonna make everyone to PTFO, which makes me giggle a little bit. Like, I can imagine you're just a normal guy, yeah. You're a game dev, yeah. You got an interview with DICE. You come to DICE, yeah. You succeed. You got the job, yeah. You just log in for the first time, yeah. And everyone, they all say, "Thank you, God, for saving Battlefield. Thank you for saving Battlefield," even though you haven't started doing anything.
Oh, merciful deity of the UI,
please
deliver to us the team play.
Please deliver the team play. But anyway, all right. Going back on topic. So Team Initiative, or what we want to call it, DICE filing is making people to PTFO. So the first thing that they did is, well, they removed the marksman bonus from the snipers. But also,
they did that one,
that was last week ago or something like that. We just never mentioned it because it wasn't really that important. Now they want to be more bolder. They increased the points for a captured objective. So when you capture an objective on Conquest or whatever, you get 150 points for the captured flag. Now you're gonna get 400 points for the captured flag. Also, I'm looking at the numbers right now. So Conquest capture is now 400 points from 150. If bomb pickup on operation is 150 from 100. Bomb possession is 25 from 10. If you disarm or arm a rush MCOM, you get 500 points instead of 400. And yeah, it's the same thing. So basically, you get more points. PTFO, and you will get more points. And I think somebody said this is gonna be updated for all the flags you had in retail. So basically, all the points you earned, they're gonna double. No, they're gonna double.
What? No, wait. So you're saying...
Somebody said it's gonna reflect on retail when it's gonna go live.
Wait, you're saying that it's gonna go retroactively, so that every point that you've earned in the past is gonna be
doubled, more than doubled.
What? I don't believe that.
I think somebody said that. Somebody said that as soon as you're gonna change the point values or something like that, is gonna be reflected on Balog.
So there's gonna be some guy out there who spends his entire time like grinding something, getting all the points, and he's like he's the most point owning person in the world, and then he's gonna log on to Battlefield one day and he's like, what?
After he hits retail, he's like, what the fuck, my points just doubled.
Well, no. He's gonna be the guy who's got points just from killing people or something, and he's gonna be like, what? And then there'll be the other guy who's just, he's a good player but not so great. And he captures all the points, so he's a super PTFO player, and then he logs on and he's like, okay, I'm the best player in the world now.
Yeah.
Points.
I'm not sure but while I was talking in Skype, people were somebody explained to me in a really confident way. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
So basically, I have 9,000 flags captured on retail. So I'm gonna get about 2 million points in Conquest.
Okay.
Because I captured 9,000. If that's true. So I'm gonna get those extra 2 million points.
Cool.
If that's true, of course.
Not bad.
If that's how.
Yeah,
but
well, I also heard that, but I can't really confirm it from the sense that, like, my CTE score is still unchanged, even though we use already the new score system.
Oh yeah, good point.
So, I don't know.
I need to double check though.
Well, there was a tweet, and I also saw that one. But yeah, I don't know.
All right, let's go back on topic. So basically, DICE trying to introduce playing the objective.
Yeah,
everyone. So, I mean, finally.
Yeah.
Freaking finally, but all right. So some people say that it's not going to encourage people to PTFO just because you increase the points for the flag captures. I think it was an obvious thing to do. I guess it's one of the most obvious ones.
Yeah.
Do you guys got any ideas how DICE can encourage?
Well, I'll talk about this once we've covered the other stuff, because I think it's important to cover the other stuff about the. Because people are getting all upset about the fact that, it's at the moment it's all based on captures.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, David Stern's response to the guy that was asking about the. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, you can go on then.
So okay. So people are getting kind of annoyed about this because they're saying it's all based on captures. So if you go out there and running from point to point, constantly capturing things, then you get loads of points. But if you're someone who defends those captured points, then you aren't getting the point boost at the moment. And they're saying, oh, well, that could, do stuff like it could make people sit and wait for the enemy to capture a point and then try and capture it back to get more points instead of actually defending, which would be better. And, it means that people who help the team win by defending points, they aren't getting rewarded for playing the objective. I think that stuff, that's a fair point, but other people were complaining that if I'm in a helicopter or whatever and I spend the entire time killing the enemy in such a fashion that it helps my team to win, I'm not seeing any more reward. I am helping, but I'm not seeing the reward. David wrote a response to a multitude of these criticisms and he said the following. The reason we are doing the boosts this way, one large boost to the most offensive score, is that there are two things we'd like to achieve. Number one, reward players that play the objective, the ones already doing this. Number two, convert some players to realize that capturing flags, the objective, can be worth around approximately 6 times that a kill can be. 6 times what a kill can be. Yeah, right. Confusing. It's a clear signal to make it. It's a clear signal to make it 400 for the capture instead of spreading it out amongst the different scorings, defense, follow orders, etc. We want to refocus scoring to cater more towards players playing the objective, yes, so that only flying a helicopter, for example, will not get this boost in score unless they directly contribute to a team win. That is the intention here for sure. So I wanted to talk about this because I'm not sure this change does directly stem from a conversation I had with David before, but I have had this conversation with David that basically the whole PTFO situation is really important, and I was basically saying to him, like, the thing about Battlefield at the moment is that there are so many distractions from playing the objective. If you look at other games, like, even if you take, the thing that everyone likes to pick on, Call of Duty, playing the objective is easy because it's the only thing to do. Killing people is quite often the most important part of playing the objective in Call of Duty. If you're playing TDM, which is very popular, or Kill Confirmed, you've got to kill people. So the problem with Battlefield is that there's so many other things to do. And so I was saying we've got to either make it so that the people who want to do the other things and get those only in Battlefield moments, either they're naturally drawn to the objective, or we've got to increase the incentive for getting the win. Now, the problem is that Battlefield 4 is already out, and most people have already unlocked most of the things to unlock. So there's a limit to what you can do by just buffing the win score. So we can't make everyone start playing the objective by making winning really valuable, because nobody needs points anymore. But what buffing points in the match does is move people up the scoreboard, which means that there are some players out there who play because they want to be at the top of the scoreboard and they want that massive ego boost. So if you change the point scoring, you can influence whether people play the objective or not. And so I don't know whether whether this started after this conversation. I think it's a bit too soon for that to have happened. It must have been in the works beforehand. But this is basically the start of that in a way. And I get what people are saying about the whole defense not being rewarded enough. I do agree with you that defense is important and should be rewarded. But this is early days, and this is only what's in CTE at the moment. I want to talk to David and possibly see more points for defense as well. And I'm not sure, maybe the defense, like what determines whether you are defending a point, needs to be looked over. Like, maybe if you're on a point while an enemy's on a point, you should constantly receive extra points just for being on there and stopping him from capturing it. But
no, I think it should be, because this is what happens if you're defending a flag. Because I always try to defend those flags. If, let's say, enemy is capturing the flag,
yeah,
and he didn't make the flag neutral, so it's still your flag. If you stopped it and you're on the flag, I think if you kill the enemy, you should obviously get more points. I think if you're defending a guy on the flag, because you're not getting the points if you stop before he hits the neutral thing, the neutral area, like not area. How I want to say it, the neutral. Before you make the flag neutral.
Yeah.
So you're not getting points. So this is what people do, and in most cases, I'm ashamed to say it. Sometimes I do that. I wait until the end. All right, if I'm next to the flag, to the zone, I wait until the enemy makes it neutral. When it's neutral, then I attack and try to defend the flag, because because as soon as I will try to capture the flag, I can get the points because it will start as a neutral flag.
People do that.
People do that. I do that myself sometimes. I'm not gonna deny. Sometimes I just like, okay, give me 2 seconds. Second. Okay, now I can go. So I think this is what they need to fix. I think they should give more points for the kill on the flag.
Yeah.
And even if the flag is not neutral, but you manage to secure it back to your normal, make it yours, basically, I think you should also get the points, because at this point you're not getting the points. Because the flag was never neutral. It was always your flag. You're not getting the points, unless you kill an enemy, which is 100 points for a kill, but that's a different story.
Flag defensive points, probably too.
Give it like, all right, if enemy is capturing the flag, you manage to stop the burn, you kill the enemy, you recapture it. I don't think you should get 100 points for the flag capture. Wait, if you gain 400 for the capture, okay, I can see it. Make it 100 for the defense of the flag. Maybe I want to say 50, but if you capture the flag, it's 400. 100 is, I think it's decent. I think it's all right, I guess.
I mean, I personally don't mind. Well, maybe you could have it so that if there are multiple enemies on a flag, you get 400 points if you kill all the enemies on a flag. When you kill the last one, then you get 400. But if you kill one enemy on a flag, but there's still another one there, you don't get those 400 points. No, I don't know. That's
no, but you're still killing the enemy. So even though you get the kills for the get the points for the kill, you're still kind of stopping the burn because that's one guy.
I mean, what I'm trying to avoid is we don't want to
flag camping.
In many ways, defending is just as important as capping, because either way it keeps it. If you defend, then you stop someone from taking a flag, and therefore you'll be one flag down. If you capture a flag, you're one flag up. It's the same thing really. So it's like they should be rewarded equally, but the issue is if you reward killing an enemy on a flag with 400 points, the same as capturing a flag, each time you kill an enemy, well then if 5 people attack a flag and you kill all of them, you're getting a heck of a lot of points.
Well, this one needs to be fixed because it's
if 5 people attack a flag and you kill all of them, you deserve a heck of a lot of points.
Remember,
honestly, you deserve a lot of points.
But I mean, I suppose, but I'm not sure 5 times 400 is necessarily appropriate. I don't know, but it'll mean that the person defending a flag may end up, like, if you keep defending a flag the entire round, you might end up with more points than the person who captures the flags, and I'm not sure that's appropriate. But
what I would like is maybe a doubling system, so like the first flag defense kill gives you 25, then the second gives you 50, and then 100.
It already does that.
I mean, but I mean, it just gives you additional points. But I mean, it's like you would get more and more points with each kill. Like 25 and then 50 and then 100. I mean, if you would make 5 kills, you would at least get around 500 points just extra for the kills.
I don't know.
I mean, with the 5 times 100 for the kills, you make like 1,000 points.
Well, this is what happens, like with the flag captures. The thing is, I think needs to be fixed, because when you capture a flag, there's 2 parts of stages of the flag. So there's the one you're capturing, and then there's the one you're losing. So if you're losing the flag, so it's gonna go to one stage, it's gonna become neutral, and then there's another stage that you're gonna the enemy is gonna capture. They need to, when you're capturing the flag, that stage that's where you're gonna get points because you're attacking. But if you're losing, and you see the bar going down as you're losing the flag, this is the part that needs to be fixed, because you're not getting the points for that. So you're not getting the points for the blue bar, because your blue bar is still on, so it's still your flag. While it's the red one, blue is defending, and blue is attacking.
Maybe that's points. Why we need to give points for contesting a flag. Like, if you sit on a flag while someone else is trying to take it, a flag that you own, then you are stopping them from getting any further with the capture bar, and I think there should be a reward for that, like a continual reward. I mean, it may be
it gives you 10 points when you kept the flag, and just basically the same thing if you're holding off the enemy, like the enemy stops getting his 10 points for capture because you start getting those 10 points for slowing it down.
Yeah. I think that could help. That would be cool. I mean, you could argue that you could still wait for the enemy to capture flag and then get the capture points once you've killed them. But I mean, it's a choice between immediately getting points. As soon as you're on that flag, you're going to be getting those points. Or you could wait and maybe you'll capture the flag, but maybe you'll actually get killed before you capture the flag. So
maybe you kill him.
Do you want the points now, or do you want a potential for points later, which may not actually work and will compromise your ability to win the round if it doesn't? I don't know. What I want to say is that we need to do something about PTFO, and arguably something needs to be done in Battlefield because it can't wait for the next Battlefield game. And this, what we've got now isn't necessarily the very best of the best we can do, but it's the start of the best we can do. What I mean by that is
it's only the beginning.
Changing the win reward, even though we have changed the Conquest win ribbon has been increased in value. Changing the win reward, I personally want to see it. I think the best possible way that you could make PTFO rewarded is to simply give everyone on the winning team a huge amount of the biggest amount of points of reward you can get comes from the win. The biggest reward you get in the game comes from winning rounds. When you do that, everything becomes about getting that win. And so you don't have to think about rewarding players for what they do in the round, because they will naturally do the thing that gets the win because they want those points. You don't have to worry about patting the player on the back for doing a certain action like capturing points. They will know deep down whether what they're doing is helping get the win. And if they think that they can do something else that gets them the win, then because they want the win, they will do it. If we can get to the point where people want the win, we don't need to worry about rewarding actions. We just need to make a way that the scoreboard works right so that the right people are at the top. And I think we can probably do that. But we can't do that right now because people won't care about points. At the moment, we have a very old unlock system which everyone's mostly expended. So until Battlefield 5, we've got to do something now. And so the best we can do is rewarding players who play the objective so much that the ones who do it a lot get to the top of the scoreboard. At the moment, we've got a situation, or I feel like we've got a situation, where it's the person who spends the most time in the air, on the chopper, blowing people up and raping everyone, who gets the most points. And I'm not sure that's the right message to send, because the people who can fly a helicopter, they will always fly the helicopter. They like to fly the helicopter, get all the rapage done, and they don't need an incentive to do that. Whereas playing the objective is something that people aren't doing, and I think we need an incentive. So, is it fair? Maybe it isn't. But does it get what ultimately the game needs done? It's a start. We need to reward this, and we need to make sure that it isn't just the person who gets the most kills that gets to the top of the scoreboard, or even the person who sits reviving people and dropping med bags all day. Because at the end of the day, if you're sat on Operation Locker, just constantly reviving people right next to where all the bullets are coming through the doorway, that isn't necessarily helping your team win. I don't know if you can actually fix that problem, because 64-man Operation Locker is just a mess, and that's unfixable. But anyway, I do want to see a change to how defense is rewarded. I think that's good, because that is also playing the objective. And I will talk to David about that if I can at the earliest possible convenience. But we do definitely need to be rewarding PTFO, and the easiest way to do that is to reward the thing which directly affects the win, which is capturing and defending. So, yeah, there are people out there who possibly they use tanks, and their use of tanks helps their team win. But it might not be. It's the kind of thing where capturing the flag is capturing a point is definitely a thing which helps the team win. Killing lots of people in a tank may be something that's helping your team win, or it could be just you sitting somewhere blowing people up, and it might not be something that's beneficial to the team. We don't know. So we buff what we do know is part of playing the objective, and for now we can't touch what we don't. So that's why I think this is being done. But it's the best we can do at the moment.
I mean, I can understand why Jet and Heli guys are kind of mad about it because they not get extra points. I mean, the right thing to do, I guess, for them is to give points if they kill a guy on the flag, on the objective. I think that's the most obvious thing they guys could do.
Defense to me should be, getting a defense point
or attack point. Doesn't really matter.
Well, no,
just killing a guy on the flag.
I don't think you should get attack points for killing a guy on a flag, but defense points you should have. It doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're killing a guy on a flag, you should get defense points. I can't remember how the defense logic works, so I don't know when those defense points are given. But
I think both.
I think both.
I think when you're outside and kill someone who's inside, and if you're inside and kill someone who's outside of the radius.
Okay. So, I don't mind if you are like miles away shooting someone with a sniper, as long as the guy's on a point that's owned by you and you are stopping him from taking it, or even a neutral point.
I won't say no to that, to be honest. If there's a fucking camper, swearing, if there's a freaking camper, somewhere on the hill, something like that, but he just snipes just to defend the flag, you know what? You're a douche. Alright, you're a douche, yeah? Fair enough. You're a stupid freaking camper. Fine, you're a douche. But you know what? I'd rather deal with that than some camper just killing anyone, some random just to get the points. But now the marksman bonus is gone, so there's no point camping on the hill. So
exactly, so it all works together. Yeah. Probably need to increase the defense scoring. But anyway, maybe we should move on to skill.
Yeah, so this is quite a perfect segment because we talk about playing the objective. Okay, so why do you define skill? Why is skill? Because, alright, we're asking this because you probably saw a lot of videos on YouTube regarding skill. A lot of YouTubers did videos like, guys looking for ways how to measure skill on Balog or something like that. So, why do you call a skilled player on Battlefield? And there was a thread with a lot of suggestions, with everything. How can skill be measured on Balog, on numbers? How can you measure that? How you can tell? So I'm gonna hear your opinions. I know Dark probably is gonna go with the ELO system, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I want to start my definition of skill, and I think it's the only definition that actually works for Battlefield or any game, is skill is knowing and being able to do the thing that increases your probability of getting the win. That's it. It doesn't matter. It's not necessarily just how good you are at aiming or how good you are at positioning. None of that is really the defining factor of skill. Skill is simply knowing what to do to get the win and being able to do it. So you can't just pick something and say, oh, that's skill, you can't say, oh, getting kills, that's skill. You can't say capturing a flag is necessarily skill, because there may be times where capturing the flag isn't necessarily the right thing to do at that moment in time. So what I don't like about this whole skill thing is that the guy who's looking into changing the skill system, I mean, let's all admit the skill system at the moment is useless and broken.
Oh, it's freaking useless. I'm not
gonna deny. Do you guys know how it works?
Yeah, somebody explained how it works, and when somebody, that guy properly analyzed how it works, and he basically knows like his 5 fingers, and when he explained it, I'm like, yeah, screw this. It's there's a lot of crap behind it. I mean,
basically what I heard is
it makes sense sometimes,
about
but it's still broken.
How the number says how likely you are to make a perfect game, with the perfect game being a 5.0 KD, 1000 score per minute, and so much kills per minute. I think, I don't know.
That's weird.
But I'm pretty sure 1000 score per minute and 5.0 KD and something else. It's like this is considered the perfect game, and basically if you would play like this every game, you had a skill of 999.
Okay,
and basically it kind of builds up on that and how close you get to this ideal, and then in comparison with other stuff.
Okay, that's weird.
I can already see why it's broken.
But I mean,
and that's why you can have like easily so big like switches, because like I don't know, you're playing like vehicle or whatever, like some server big conquest, and you die a lot and PTFO and it's slow, and then you go like to TDM and make a lot of kills, and suddenly you have like 50 skill points more after 2-3 rounds.
That's strange, but
no, I mean, it's because it's exactly reasonable if you think about it, because like you double your KD, you double your score per minute. So
no, but I mean it should be better smooth, so that it takes more rounds to change it. So at the moment it just seems to bounce around all over.
That's kind of one thing I think they want to go. The guy who made the thread on Reddit from the Uprise, he basically asked what people think. Like the example he uses is Recon, but says like any class. So, and this is something I would probably like to see if they could pull it off. I mean, every class has like its measures, like the factors that go in, and your overall skill comes from one, like just from the team play points. Like capturing flags, I mean, it doesn't really matter with which class you capture flags or whatever, and spot, and I mean spot maybe from sniper a bit a bigger factor. But I mean, generally, there will be like team play points. Hopefully, also that's how I would like it. Like the team play points, and then like the classes all together would like make the other half of your skill, for example.
Because
so like it's still like tied to what your skill is for like the classes. But if you're bad in one class but much better in the other class, it won't have a big impact on your overall skill.
Because at the same time, you can, alright, I mean, playing the objective, be a team player or that, I mean, that's fine, that's skillful. I mean, you have to be a proper PTFO player. It's not all about killing. It's about movement. How do you gonna approach an objective? Are you gonna flank? Are you gonna go straight? Are you gonna go to the side or something like that? It all matters. But at the same time, you don't want to say killing people is not important. This is a first-person shooter. Killing is, at the end of the day, is one of the most important things. But at the same time, killing has to go together with the team thing. So Battlefield is one of those hard, like other games, first-person shooters. They have one objective only: to kill other player. Whether it be a CS:GO. I mean, sure, CS:GO has like plant a bomb sometimes, but you just kill the whole enemy team, you win the game. COD is basically just kill, with amazing ways how to kill. Like there's a freaking bomb comes from the sky. There's a freaking droid flying around and killing everyone.
You mean haters?
Yeah. Was it enemy hater inbound or something like that? Black Ops 3, here you go. I mean, there's so many ways to kill your opponent, your enemy in Call of Duty, just amazing. And other games are kind of like that. I mean, name me any other first-person shooter that doesn't do that. So Battlefield is one of those.
We're done.
Yeah. Battlefield is one of those special games that it's not about the killing. Probably you could. Here's the thing with Battlefield, you could have the most negative KD in the game ever, and you still can finish MVP. Just because you're capturing all those flags and all that. It's hard, obviously.
And stuff.
But it's possible. Maybe. It's possible. You can have a shitty KD, still finish one of the best players in the game. Because you were capturing all the flags and you're doing all the teamwork stuff. You're dropping med packs, you're giving ammo, you're capturing the objective, you're doing something else. Battlefield is really difficult when it comes to skill because there's I don't know how you can measure that, to be honest. I was thinking about it, but I can't really think of that. And I know why they're asking this, because this is clearly not just for Ballox, like, oh yeah, we just why do you think they care about the skill number? Why do you think?
Because it's there and they have to make some use for it.
No, they could leave it and ignore it. Nobody gives a crap about that number.
Because they want to make skill-based matchmaking.
Exactly.
But what does it use you? The skill system is just fucked up. Yeah.
Exactly. They want to make the skill matching system. Yeah. They want to do matchmaking. Yeah. And this is obviously for something for the competitive they're looking for, because if they're gonna do competitive, they're gonna have a matchmaking system for sure. So clearly they want to do some matchmaking there. Clearly that's what they're asking. Well, how do you measure skill? What do you call a good player? They won't do that just because 2 years later, like, oh yeah, we have to redesign this. No, there's a reason behind that. There should be a reason, because it doesn't make sense. Just, oh yeah, we do it, even though we got other things to do.
I've heard that what I think Jojo said was that the skill number they want to separate the skill number that's in Battlefield for the number that they're going to use for matchmaking, and that they've got some mathematicians crunching numbers to work out how to do good matchmaking. Apparently, I don't know whether that's for Battlefield 4 or a later game. I really don't know.
Good question.
But, you know, he's saying that basically the kind of systems that would work well for that, they can't use for the skill number, and that basically the skill number won't be used for the matchmaking in future. So, I don't know.
So why then? Why do you touch it now?
Because it's there and they want to make it work, because at the moment it means nothing. My issue with that is that, as I was saying, they've been asking what kind of things makes a player skillful, and like the suggestion, the way that they've been asking it and the suggestions that they've been getting, it's sort of like, oh well, if you like capture certain flags, oh that's skillful. If you do this, that's skillful. And what they're basically taking is lots of different stats from all over the place and trying to mix them together into some sort of single number to define your skill. And that's not going to work. And I know it's not going to work, because at the end of the day, you're going to have this number which is made up of lots of different actions. And so people are going to be like, what does this even mean? Does it actually mean anything? And it probably won't, because there will be other ways that you can play which won't match up with their strict definition of what defines a skill number, which will help you win. And so you can be a good player and not necessarily have a good skill. As I said, the definition for me of absolute skill in Battlefield is doing the things that get a win and doing the things that make winning more likely. If that's the case, then the only way to absolutely measure skill is to base it off whether you win or lose. And so, in my opinion, the best way to quantify skill would be to use some sort of ELU system like they use in other games. Basically, that's a system where everyone has a rank, an ELU rank, as it's called. And I don't know if I'm saying ELU right. Maybe it's pronounced ELO. I don't know. Yellow.
L-E-L-O.
It's not yellow, though, because it's a name. It's someone's name. But anyway.
Okay, anyway.
But you've got a rank, and when you play a match, everyone else has a rank, and if you win, then it compares your rank with the average rank of the enemy and adds on points based on how high ranked your enemy is. The higher ranked the enemy is according to you, well, they should have been difficult, so you get more ranking points, and so you go up in rank. Whereas if you play an enemy and win against them, but they're much less higher ranking than you, then you get less points because it's practically an insignificant win. Of course you were able to kill those guys. Whereas if you lose, then if you lose to someone who's really low rank, then you lose a lot of ranking points. If you lose to someone who's the same rank as you, then you lose only a few ranking points. If you lose to someone who's really good and much better than you, then you lose a very small amount of ranking points. And it's tuned in such a way that basically your rank becomes a very good way of computing whether an estimate of whether you're going to win a match. You can take two people's scores and run them through a certain formula, and it will give you a rough probability of whether you're going to win. Like, other games use this, and I'd love it if Battlefield could use this, but apparently the problem is that because there are so many players in a Battlefield match, 64 people in a Battlefield.
I really want to say the same thing. I mean, maybe it's a nice thing to have, but at the same time, but in Battlefield, I don't think it can work because, like you already mentioned that, because that's what I want to say. 64-man servers, I don't think elo system is gonna work because there's so many ways that somebody can kill you, and besides, you might be injured, like you may be 10 health, yeah.
Well,
let's say from you killed a good guy, yeah, you have 10 health, yeah, or something like that. Who gives it? You just killed a guy, you have 10 health, and there's a random rank 1 guy comes in, just shoots you in the face, yeah, because you low health, and he has more points.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make sense in Battlefield, in my opinion. That's how I see it. It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a elu system based on kills, but I was talking about an elu system based on wins. I will get to that, but if you base it on wins, the problem is that there are 64 players in a match, 32 players on your team. Your individual contribution to the win is insignificant. It's divided by 32 people, and that means that they ran the numbers, and it turns out that it takes a very, very large amount of matches before your elu ranking becomes accurate, because if you have a win on a 64-man server, then is it you that made the team win, or is it another man on the team, or is it all the other men on the team? It becomes very hard to guess, very hard to estimate how good you are, because there are just so many other people that could be the cause of your team winning, and therefore it takes a very long time for those estimates to become accurate. So I don't think that system's going to work, and they're certainly not great. They've ruled out elu systems from this skill number, which is really disappointing for me, because the other system we could have used is like a killing elu system, where it's based on the elu system asks, instead of have you won the round or not, it's based on have you killed a person or not. And
but imagine how much data it would need for that. I mean, again, 64-player server. I mean, you would need to record all the data and then compare it again of who kills who and how did they kill them, and did it just come on from behind? And
it's not a lot of data.
I mean, imagine that there is like this new player, level 1 skill, and there's the good player, full level, but I mean, he's here with his back, and the new player comes in with the silencer, shoots out, empties the half the mag, doesn't hit the shot, empties the other health, and kills him because he's down on 20 health. Should he get rewarded in skill on that? Because he technically just defeated somebody who is really much higher on the system.
Well, I mean, the thing about the elu system is you tune it so that it doesn't just take one kill to make a massive difference.
The thing about the elo system is it's used in chess where you are like eye to eye with somebody.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that's true, but if it's tuned properly, I'm pretty sure that it might not be as accurate as chess, because chess is under strict starting conditions of everyone is equal, or well, everyone's equal except one person goes first. But anyway, everyone starts with all the pieces or whatever, whereas Battlefield, sometimes you start with less health. But the idea is, if you tune it so that it takes lots of kills to make a difference, then it'll be averaged out. So you might get killed one time because you've got 1% health and the other guy just happens to kill you. But most of the times you'll have more than that, and so it averages out.
Do you think it's just gonna be too much from the data? It need to go through.
It's simple addition, because each time it's simply adding to your rank. It does a computation multiplication. Yeah, it's just multiplication and all that. And in each kill, simply the server runs a very simple formula, which it just consists of multiplication and addition, I think. some combination of multiplications, additions, maybe subtractions and divisions, whatever. It's not complicated stuff. It's not many multiplications or whatever. And then it spits out a number, and that's added onto your rank. And you don't need to save all the kills and the ranks of each individual kill scenario. You just need to add up all the numbers. So it's not very resource intensive, as far as I know. But I mean,
all right. Here's the thing. We know it's not going to be implemented in Battlefield.
Well, yeah, we do, and I think it's a shame because it would be useful.
All right. Any other ideas how it can be measured?
All of them are bad, as far as I'm concerned.
Anything
other than this. What?
Well, I just want to say, I think there was a lot of teabags. Here's my teabag level. My teabag skill. Over 9,000.
Yeah.
No, I want to say because some people, I think, a lot of people were kind of saying the same thing. Don't make the skill one number only. I think it has to be separate. So here's your vehicle skill, here's your infantry skill, here's your something else skill. I think it has to be separate. I think, what do you guys think about it?
No, this is kind of what I say. You have all those separate skills, but in the end, you should have one number that basically is a median of all the different skills you have, basically team play skill and infantry skill and vehicle skill.
Well, if you're gonna end up to one number, yeah, if you're combining all the numbers into one number, it's still gonna be the same thing. We're back on square one. It's just gonna be the same thing. Some people will find how to abuse
it. I mean, it's more depending on how well you use the different classes and vehicles, instead of just how well you do, no matter what.
As far as
it's really a difficult one.
Yeah, and I'm all for separate skills for separate things, but I mean it's then not a far step to just you just have this overall number, because it spans the whole battlefield, so it's logically that somebody who's good with everything has a higher number there than somebody who's just good with half the vehicles and classes. But I mean that's kind of logical if you think about the skill system, because this is kind of what makes the skilled battlefield players basically able to adapt to the situation anytime. It doesn't really matter what the situation is. You should find a way to deal with it. And part of that is then using the proper assets, using an anti-air manpad if the enemy heli is bugging you and stuff.
Can we have in Battlefield a reward? Every time your skill goes up, you're gonna receive a ribbon with pixelated glasses on them, and it just says "Deal with it." I just want to unlock a medal, or just put on my kill cam, as my talk tag, and just say "Deal with it" as I kill a guy. It was so funny. I have my dice friend tag, and then there's a tag next to it says "Deal with it." I would love that, but I don't know if the Battlefield's that crazy, I guess. But I would love that. When it comes to tags, you can with tags. I think you go. I think DICE is allowed to go crazy as much as they like with tags, or something that is just a visual representation of you. I mean, that's fine. I don't mind it. I mean, if I want to see a bloody dick pic, let people do dick pics. I don't really care. Personally, I personally don't care about dick pics.
I'm not sure the internet needs any more of those.
Yeah. We know that. But personally, I don't care because it's just a visual representation of you. I don't really care about that. So if I can, I mean, sure, I can make an emblem, but that's different. I want a dog tag that says "Deal with it," and and just have pixelated glasses on them. Or the game puts a pixelated glasses on your character model. And you're just running around and there's glasses following your face. Oh man, that would be glorious. But anyway, going back about skill, I don't know. It's really hard to measure skill. I mean, especially in Battlefield. Some might work, some might not. I don't know. Alright, we'll see what Uprise guys which is Georgia and others, will do about it, because I don't really know how you can. They have a really hard thing to do. They have a hard task up. That's for sure.
As far as I'm concerned, it's got to be something that measures some sort of win state, whether it's winning the match or winning in an individual one-on-one sort of gun battle or whatever. And it's got to take that and be able to be used for some sort of semi-decent estimate of whether you're going to do well in another gun battle or another match. And if it can't be used for that, if you can't take that skill number and guess whether you're going to, if you can't compare two people's skill number and make a good guess about who's going to win the match, then as far as I'm concerned, it's useless, and they might as well cut the skill number out completely. Because what's the point? If it can't be used for that, then it's not really a good representation of skill, and I don't think players will pay any attention to it. If you could actually make a judgment based on skill, that would be useful, especially if you could make it so that the server browser showed the skill of the average player, because then you could go through the server browser and find difficult servers, easy servers, and just right servers, and you could be like, ooh, I quite fancy a challenge today, I'll join the really hard server. Or you could be like, I want to kill some noobs.
I can already see 100 Connell here, just joining an easy server, abusing the system, yo scrubs, whap.
Deal with it, man.
He just logs into the server, like, what bitches, like, with his bloody bipod knife and crap and his pixelated glasses on his face. I can already see how he's gonna abuse the system.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem with that is if he joins a server where everyone's really, really low rank, then every time someone kills him, he's losing rank. And there won't be any really good players for him to kill to get high rank. Yeah. So he has to join a server with high rank to keep his rank high. Clever. But I think, I don't know. The best thing that they need to do is stabilize it so that at least, if they can't implement some sort of good mathematical ranking, like ELU, then they just need to make it not bounce around so much. Because if it does, then it's kind of completely pointless.
Yeah.
At least if it stays still, it will be only slightly, it will be very pointless, but it'll be slightly less pointless.
Make it more consistent, basically.
Yeah.
Right. So I think we kind of touched about that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to burp our account because I drank more. Anyway, I think that's kind of it. But because it's just a hard topic. So, right. Okay, before we're going to end the podcast, we're introducing a new section for the podcast. So every week, we're going to do this at the end of the podcast. So what is this? We call it Idea of the Week. So what is the Idea of the Week? So basically what we do is any of us going through the forums, Reddit or whatever, and we're going to look for interesting ideas that could be used in Battlefield. So we're going to do this every week with one idea we find on Twitter, Reddit, or forum field, whatever. And we're just going to talk about it in the podcast for a little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much, not too short. Just sweet number, yeah. We're not going to talk about this for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Hopefully not. So yeah, it's going to be every week, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to discuss a random idea we find on the forums. And this week we're going to talk about can't be revived and if you're being suppressed. So basically this idea came from Danny on PC. He posted it on Twitter and he suggested, what about you can't be revived while you're being suppressed? And thus you can't revive until you kill that guy that's suppressing you. So David certainly liked it. Some people loved it. Some people hated it, including you, Dark. I was I said yes, but at the same time, I can see the problem, but at the same time, I'm saying yes, I guess. I don't know. Right. Why do you hate it?
Danny on PC, you're drunk. Go home. It's a terrible idea. It's all kinds of bad.
Even though David loved it. Loved it.
No. David was like, oh, that's interesting. And then we were all like on Twitter, like me and some of the mods who picked up on it were like, this is a terrible idea.
What is this shit?
David,
what
please.
the hell?
Please, David, please stop. But, yeah, like, here's the issue. Here's a issue. There are many issues with this, but here's one issue. First of all, can you be revived if your body is being suppressed, or if the person trying to revive you is being suppressed?
I think the guy with the pads that is being suppressed can't revive.
Okay. So
I think
the issue is that most of the time you can revive people, and players have got very used to reviving people, and they will expect to be able to revive people at any time, and then suddenly out of the blue you'll be saying to people, "Oh, you're suppressed now. You can't revive people." That is going to be very frustrating because you expect to be able to do it, and you can do it most of the time. But because you're being shot at, you now can't. And you expect to be able to, but you can't. People will not enjoy it. They will get frustrated. It will be frustrating. And frustration is the enemy of having fun. The easiest way to take an enjoyable game and take all the fun out of it is just to make some little thing that's really frustrating. It can be something very small. I remember I used to play in a clan with this tanker guy, and he would just find something very small, and it would just burn away his mind throughout the entire match. And even though he was doing really well, just this one little thing was driving him insane, and he would get so mad at it. Frustration, just all the things that a game does to make us have fun. Frustration just makes you ignore all of it. So, avoid frustration at all costs is my opinion. I think we already have a problem with trying to get people to revive people and carry actual paddles. I mean, I know a certain YouTuber doesn't necessarily do things like carry paddles or medbags.
Sorry, there's something in my throat. I'm sorry, okay. I'm just allergic to something. Right, Pranita, what do you think about it?
I don't know. I mean, I miss the good old days where you couldn't even do clan revives like in 2142. you didn't have a choice. You get revived, bitch, you get back on the field, and if you die, well, get revived.
Go back to the fight, scrub, fight!
Yeah, and then it's like Battlefield 3, and if you're fast with accepting revives, And in Battlefield 4, if you get revived and you die like, I don't know, next 10 seconds, you can't get revived again anyway, so I don't think it's such a huge problem in general, like people make it out to be like it was in Battlefield 3.
Couldn't you get...
You could, like, infinity times revived.
Yeah, couldn't you just... In Bad Company 2, couldn't you not refuse... You weren't able to refuse a revive, and you could be revived an infinite number of times. Wasn't that a thing?
I think that was a thing.
Because that was awesome, man. You could just... you could be so... It was just so good.
Wait, what about if not the guy that is with the palace being suppressed? What about the body?
Oh, that'd be even worse, man. Because you'll be reviving people, but then the guy next to the doorway, you just saw him die, and he had a revive symbol over him. Then someone starts shooting the bullets down the corridor, and you go to get the revive. But no, his revive thing's gone. You can't revive him. Why can't you revive him? It would be so annoying. It would be even worse if it was like that, I think. At least if suppression did it, then you could just disable all the revive symbols when you're suppressed, and that'd be kind of alright. But if it was just the guy who's got bullets whizzing next to him, he would be... The person trying to revive wouldn't necessarily realise why it's happening, which would be even more frustrating.
I think they just need an indication that he's been suppressed. I think that's it. That's how I see it. I mean, it's just about indication. If that person knows that he's being suppressed, he can make a decision what to do.
The whole issue of how do you represent it just raises even more problems, because
Well, that's a different. That's a part of the design, I guess.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come up with some sort of system. It's gonna take new mechanics to disable the UI. It's more things to do. Well, disable the UI elements, or should you disable them? Because then maybe you think, oh, everyone's died and I can't revive them. But then you get unsuppressed, and suddenly you can revive everyone again, and it's going to be all weird. Should there be a revivable, but you can't revive him because you're suppressed symbol? Do we need to include new symbols? There's all sorts of problems, and I don't think it solves big problems that don't. I think there are better ways to solve the issue, which is the annoyance of getting revived in a hallway that's filled with gunfire and getting killed instantly. Because the big issue with that isn't the fact that someone revived you. Oh, that's great, you get a second chance at life. The problem is when you die, you have to go through that whole wait screen again. And I think that shouldn't be a thing. If you die at I don't know how it should work. If you die and you haven't accepted the revive, do you have to go back to the respawn wait screen? Do you have to wait for the respawn timer? Nobody knows?
Anyway. Idea of the week, people.
I'm sorry, don't mind.
No. I mean, I'm just saying we talked about this more than longer.
Fine.
I mean, okay, just say your last thing about it, because
No.
Because if you've been revived and you die again, you get
if you die before you accept the revive, do you go through the revive timer again?
No, I think not.
Okay.
I think not. If you accept the revive and you die again, which is the second layer, that's where you get the punishment of the spawn screen.
Yeah. Maybe we need to change it so that if you die within so many seconds of being revived, you skip the respawn timer screen because you didn't have a good life. Or maybe if you don't shoot someone within a certain time frame after being revived, you get to skip the respawn screen because you've not had a useful life, so we might as well just give you the instant respawn that you've already waited for. I don't know. But yeah, that's everything I've got to say.
Anyway, idea of the week, guys. We decided to talk about 5 minutes about it, and we ended up talking about more than 15 minutes or 10 minutes.
Sorry.
Anyway, this is working well. But anyway, I think that's we're gonna end the podcast. So thank you guys for listening. Who actually listens till the end? I mean, that's awesome. We appreciate that. Leave any comments or something like that. I mean, we appreciate it. I mean, that's awesome. Always leave a like and subscribe and favorite. No, but any interaction with you guys helps us. Whether it be a comment or a like or anything else, it does help us just to get the podcast out there to everyone. If you got any suggestions, that's fine. Please do, because I read everything. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate that. Anyone wants to say something?
Yeah, I want to say good night.
Yeah. Good night.
Pranito is high as hell. I think he probably wants to go to bed.
I almost slept.
Okay. He's almost dead. He wants to sleep.
Yeah.
Alright, so thank you guys for listening. We appreciate that, and we're gonna see you on the next one. So have a great day. Great day, night.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, and with this, I think I say bye.
Oh my god, this is the worst bye ever.
I gotta go to sleep. So, good night.